Welcome to Freedo Game of Alchemy. So you've chosen this card. It's called Density. And for some people, this card's a little bit scary. And it's like another name for this card, this symbol, would be called Devil or Shadow. It's a negative kind of energy, a negative symbol, something we might be scared of, or we have fear around, or even could trigger our anger. It's anything that feels a bit negative in our life. And this always comes in a form of something. So it would be a form, like as a person might come into your life that's your shadow. Oh my God, you're scared of that person, or they're a bully, or they're very depressed or sad. And it's like, they're negative. It's a negative shadow energy that will come in your life. Sometimes we'll have it in ourselves that we might recognize. Sometimes we don't recognize it. Sometimes it's hidden, behind something else. So, like the clown is always laughing, the comedian is always smiling and laughing. And often the famous comedians are actually very depressed. You hear of them being drug addicts and alcoholics and depressives. The same as like pop stars. They're very confident on the outside, but they're hiding that other side, the shadow side, the more depressed, the sad side, the more disempowered side. So this is all about connecting to this energy, finding our shadow part of ourselves, bringing it out, and rather than it hiding and being destructive, because that's what it does when it's hidden, we need to be able to bring it out, the shadow part of ourselves, and embrace it. We need to embrace that part. If we've got hidden anger, it's not going to do us any good by suppressing it. It will end up being angry inside our body, and we can get ill and all sorts of things. High blood pressure, heart problems. So the same as depression. If we keep depression inside, it would just shrink more and more. It would bring us more depressed, more sad. If we can bring it out and express it and understand it, we can actually release it, and we won't feel like that anymore because it will be able to express itself. Often the shadow parts of ourselves are misunderstood. They're not all bad, they're not all negative, but we don't know that. We don't experience it, we don't believe it. But it's true, and it's only when you experience it you'll realise, and that's the only way that they'll actually come out and be free. And they can be actually not just free, but you can use them in a very powerful way. Somebody who doesn't like anger, but anger can be really good. Someone who understands anger can use anger in a very, very powerful way, in a very strong, but direct, but not aggressive. It doesn't need to be aggressive. It can be angry. It's like, don't do that again. You can use your anger energy, in quite a calm way, but you direct it to stop something. There may be a problem, you need to be angry. You can't be all sweet sometimes. You need to be assertive or angry. There's nothing wrong with that energy. So, have a connect to your word and have a feel if you can see anything negative about the word you've chosen. Maybe you can't. Maybe you've chosen a word like love and you can't see the negative of it or the shadow within it. But look at your life. Think about why you've chosen that word. There's something blocking or not enabling it to come out. You might find you've chosen the word love or relationship, and actually, you can't see the shadow in it, but if you look at your life, like your relationships or your love in your life, you might see, oh, there's the shadow. It might be in the other person or in the situation you were in, but it might not be so good if you look at it, and therefore there's a shadow there for sure. So have a little think about it. If you want to go deeper into this journey, click the button below and go on to the next level where you have a meditation and activation and daily rituals to help you go deeper into exploring and bringing out this shadow and using it in a constructive way, becoming your best friend rather than your worst enemy. If you want a one-to-one session, contact me. One of the Freedo guides or myself will give you a one-to-one session where we can go more deeply, more personal. You may want to come on one of our retreats, our sister website, Freedo Retreats. The link will be on this website. Or if you want to train as a Freedo guide, that's really cool. So get in touch if you want to be a Freedo guide. and then you can facilitate Freedo, the game of alchemy, one-to-ones on the retreats in groups. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something from the reading. Remember, they're free, so you can go back and do as many as you want. You know, pick other words, choose the same words, different cards, and that's it. So see you soon, and remember, keep living the dream.